Our saga continues with this third generation of Sandero and Sandero Stepway, but before entering into the product presentation itself, let's have a look at the production sites. So for this new generation, we kept our traditional production sites, meaning that in Pitești, in Romania, we will produce Dacia Sandero Stepway, and then in Morocco, in Tangier and Casablanca, we will produce Dacia Sandero and Dacia Sandero Stepway. Let's start now the product presentation with the design part. A design that has been completely renewed. A true step up in terms of appearance, everything has been changed. Well, not quite, because we have kept the logo, however. So new Sandero shows off its new personality thanks to better proportions, a better expression, which brings up more quality and robustness. As well, a new light signature in a double Y shape, and this new signature in association with the front grille makes new Sandero one of a kind. You will notice the LED technology present as well on the headlamps for the low beam face. The side windows are now more inclined, suggesting a better tailored interior as opposed to the previous generation, which had rather a vertical line. In terms of dimensions, well, we stay very close to the previous generation. However, some improvements have been made. Overall width increases by 37 millimeters, and overall width, including side mirrors, increases by 13 millimeters. With a front rack enlarged by 15 millimeters on each side, the wheels are now better integrated into the body. Okay. For the rear side, we have as well a new light signature, perfectly integrated and coordinated with the front side. Practical aspects have been improved, like the tailgate opening button, which is now hidden, but very easily accessible. As well, the radio antenna has been moved to the back of the car for aesthetic reasons. On the sides, so dimensions stay close to the previous generation, so similar length. Sandero remains a compact car, but with an exceptional roominess. The ground clearance remains generous for an optimal freedom of usage. And you will notice as well the shape of the door handles, which has been changed to a fridge type, we call it, in order to increase practicality and, of course, the look of the car. The height of the vehicle has been decreased by 10 millimeters at the front and by 20 millimeters at the roof. This in order to gain in aerodynamics. And so, aerodynamics improves by 11%, fact that will help the car gain in CO2 emission and consumption. Let's have a look at the interior, which has been renewed from head to toe. The dashboard has now a panoramic look with decoration parts integrated and coordinated with the door panels. The air vents shape has been completely twisted, shifted, offering now a better look and a better airflow in the cabin. A new cluster appeared, white backlit, in order to gain in visibility and being easier to read. Main controls are now easily accessible and have been grouped on the central console, and as well you will notice a clear improvement regarding ergonomy, aesthetics, and of course perceived quality. The air recycling function has been improved as well by adding a timer and an automatic switch off of this function. As well, you will notice a middle-high consoles on board, integrating a very practical and useful armrest with a storage inside. As well, on the right photo, you see a nice feature. We are talking about a passenger hook in order to gain in practicability inside the car. New upholsteries are now available for the whole grade walk with a better perceived quality, of course. And as well, new adjustments are present on board. And here I am talking about the adjustment of the steering wheel on height and depth, the novelty. And then again, a new system for the driver's seat in order to adjust its height. Easier to use and more practical, of course. Roominess has been further improved. For the front shoulders, we gain 8 millimeters, and at the back, so the space at the knee radius, gains plus 40 millimeters. This new knee radius of 186 millimeters makes Sandero the best in its category. As well, the storage volume has been increased. We are having now basically storage all over, front, back, or in the middle with the high console. So a total of 21 liters of storage available on board, plus 2.5 liters versus the previous generation. The boot has been increased as well. We get now to 328 liters, which means 8 extra liters as opposed to the previous generation. Another example of a great new feature, the electric sunroof, a premiere for Dacia. This item will bring more light into the cabin and fresher air at the interior. Let's have a look now at Sandero Stepway, new Sandero Stepway. So here the crossover DNA has been reinforced. A higher ground clearance by 37 millimeters compared to Sandero, side door protections, and wheel arches perfectly integrated within the body. You will notice as well a more horizontal, wider look compared to the previous generation. At the rear, at the rear, you will notice the B-color skid, chrome and black. And note, please, that this chrome color is obtained directly by coloring the material. This means that scratches won't be visible on your car as there's no paint applied on it. It is for the front and for the rear, of course. Some more words about the front of the car. So we have a distinctive hood now. You notice more robust and better shaped. A distinctive front grille as well, better shaped and enhancing this SUV character of the car. The protection skid that I was talking about for the rear of the car as well, B-colored. The roof bars, a smart, fine item, so they gained in cleverness as they are now modular, convertible. So this means you can easily switch them into transversal bars and be able to load your roof immediately without having to buy an extra set of roof bars. So this feature turns out to be exceptionally smart and practical because it will spare you from spending money on another set of bars, as I was saying, and as well, it will spare you of the storage problem that you might have to store an extra set of bars. The aerodynamics for Sandero Stepway has been improved as well by 6.3%. A look at the interior of Sandero Stepway. It comes with a touch of distinctiveness compared to Sandero. Orange inserts are integrated, such as the surrounds of the air vents or the door panels. As well, on the upholsteries, you will find, as always, the Stepway signature and some discrete orange stitching. Overall, you can notice a step up in terms of perceived quality and attention to details. Let's talk about now features on board, so technology on board, contemporary, and we will start with the multimedia systems that are going to be available on board. We will have 3 of them, and let's talk about each one of them. The first one is a media control system and a smartphone application called DACIA Media Control. This offer addresses to those that prefer to use their smartphone on board, or to those that don't want to spend too much money by buying their new car. So here in this system, we are talking about a DAB radio with Bluetooth connection and the display integrated directly into the trip computer screen, as you see on the right top image. So by using our application, DACIA Media Control, you can use your phone as an additional screen, which will be wider and it will make the system easier to use. So basically, with this application, you will be able to mirror the system of the car. So all information regarding radio and other information present on the trip computer, you will be able to mirror them via this application on your phone. Okay. As well, the system can be managed on the buttons that are placed on the steering wheel, on the satellite that is placed just behind the steering wheel, or just simply by from the screen of your phone. Okay. Then what is also useful to know is that DACIA Media Control is free of charge. It will be available on Apple Store and Google Play. And as well, the 2 systems of the application and the radio of the car can work independently. If you don't want to download and use the application, you can still have the radio present in your car. The advantage of the application is that will give you a bigger screen, and as well some widgets are integrated, such Waze, for instance. So the widgets are integrated into this application. The advantage being that you don't have to leave this application in order to access some other applications from your phone that you might need. Let's talk about the second system, which is Media Display. Media Display is a DAB radio with an 8-inch touchscreen with smartphone replication, so compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And you will notice here the perfect position of this feature into the dashboard is higher than previous generation in order to increase visibility and so comfort on board. The system has a Bluetooth connection of course, and it comes with 4 speakers integrated into the door panels, so 2 at the front, 2 at the rear. The first system will come with 2 speakers integrated in the front doors, this one with 4 speakers, and the third one, Media Nav, which is a DAB radio, again with an 8 touch screen integrated, and smartphone replication, this time Wi-Fi replication. Okay, please note this is a novelty and premiere in Dacia range, and as well Sandero is the only one in its category offering this kind of replication via Wi-Fi. As well, a smartphone support that you see on the left of the image is available for the 2 systems, Media Nav and Media Display. It can be removed from there and just stored into the glove box if you don't want it there. This system comes with 6 speakers, basically 4 speakers integrated into the door panels and 2 tweeters integrated into the dashboard. New comfort features have been brought on board as well, and I'm mentioning some of them. We are talking about the electric power assisted steering wheel, which will ease your maneuvers, of course. The keyless entry card, a feature that is already present on Duster and is very appreciated by our customers. Auto lighting and whipping, again, this is a novelty. Visibility during night has been increased due to LED headlamps on low beam. And the last one that I would like to mention is an electric parking brake, as well a novelty, a premiere for Dacia range. Some words about the active and passive safety that have been significantly improved on this new generation. Let's start with the active safety. So we will have on this generation as a standard the automatic emergency braking system, total novelty. This system will detect automatically front obstacles, and in order to avoid possible accidents, it will warn the driver and brake in automatically if needed. Another novelty for Sandero, the blind spot warning, very useful when driving in the city, but as well on long itineraries. It will warn the driver about obstacles, vehicles placed on the dead angle, the blind angle. Front and rear parking sensors, together with a rear camera that has now dynamic guidelines. Please note that front sensors are an absolute novelty for Dacia range. And then the dynamic guidelines on the rear camera will help you to better position the car while parking. And the last one, but not the least, the hill start assist, very useful on a daily basis. Passive safety has been increased as well. So we have now a reinforced structure for front and side impact. In order to protect occupants, 2 extra airbags have been added versus previous generation. We are talking about the curtain airbags for front and rear. So a total of 6 airbags are equipping the car as a standard, 2 at the front for driver and passenger, 2 on the side, thorax, so 1 on each side, and then the curtains, 1 on each side for front and rear. As well, the seat belts have been modified, and we have now pyrotechnic front and side rear seat belts with effort limiter for a better chest and lumbar protection. The structure in the engine compartment has been reinforced in order to increase absorption of crash energy in this deformable area. As well, structure of passenger compartment has been reinforced in order to prevent severe deformation in a crash impact from 50 to 65 kilometers per hour on front impact and for 60 kilometers per hour on side impact. We worked as well the safety for pedestrians, and with the new design and materials used for the front face, like bumper, headlamps, or bonnet, we have been able to improve the protection for the pedestrians. The driving experience, so the road behavior, a few words about it. The third generation comes with a new platform architecture. We are talking about the CMF-B1. This new platform brings a more rigid chassis, a more silent car, an electric power-assisted steering. In a nutshell, it brings more driving pleasure and comfort. As well, the new generation is equipped with a new electronic architecture that allowed us the integration of the new safety features that I was talking previously. Some words about our powertrains. Four versions, 4 engines will be available, 3 with a manual gearbox and 1 with an automatic one. And we are talking here about the entry engine SCE 65 horsepower with a manual gearbox, TCE 90 horsepower as well with a manual gearbox. The third one, TCE 90 CVT, so this time you notice the 2-pedal technology, and EcoG 100. Here you will see the availability of each engine for the model, and most of them are available on the 2 models, with a little exception, the EC65, which we have kept only for new Sandero. Let's have a short focus zoom on our EcoG 100 offer. First of all, what is EcoG 100? Well, is our intelligent, smart, B-fuel petrol LPG offer. Why am I saying smart? Well, because it has several advantages in terms of usage and associated costs. Let's see. So first of all, we were saying economical in usage. Why? Because LPG fuel, we know, is less expensive than petrol, most of the cases almost half of the price. Then second argument, the engine is eco-friendly. So EcoG has lower CO2 emissions compared to a petrol, and we are talking about around -11%. This fuel is easy to find because 1 in 4 fuel stations in Europe are offering LPG. And then last but not the least, the LPG engine offers more power for an optimum driving experience. So we have 10 extra horsepower. Continuing with LPG, so this system is very well integrated within the car, directly at the plant. Dacia having now a well-known expertise of over 10 years in this domain, and this expertise allowed us to improve the user's experience. Some examples. So the system switches automatically from petrol to LPG depending on driving conditions. Then the level of fuel is indicated on board for LPG as for petrol. 2 tanks are equipping the car, and we are talking about the petrol tank of 50 liters and the LPG tank of 40 liters. These tanks together will provide us a huge autonomy of up to 1,300 kilometers. LPG fuel tank is placed in the boot instead of the spare wheel. So thanks to this smart integration, we won't lose boot capacity and we will remain equal to the boot capacity of a petrol. And then the last thing to know and to reassure is that this system, EcoG, so works independently on petrol. So if you are running out of LPG or you simply do not want to use LPG in certain situation, your petrol engine will work as a normal petrol engine. A few essential information regarding power, torque, CO2 emissions. Let's advance with the second engine, the TC90. We called it the versatile one. Why versatile? Because it's very well adapted for driving into the city, but as well for long trips. It's a 3-cylinder turbo engine. And the TC 90 horsepower CVT, the comfortable one, is easy to understand, 2-pedal technology, very useful when driving into the city because we don't need to shift gears. The available colors for the two cars, we will have 7 colors for each body. Most of them are common. However, we have some exclusive colors. So orange Atacama, Atacama orange will be an exclusive color for Sandero Stepway. And then gray Moonstone will be an exclusive color for new Sandero. As well, we come up with a new range of wheels, alloy wheels. Okay, you can see them in the image. And my presentation regarding the product ends here.